All right, guys, let's get going. What's up? Welcome to Free Throw Fridays. I'm Coach Kenya. I'm here with Wayno, and we're back again for another week. Wayno, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How's everybody? How you doing? You all right?
We're hanging in there. We're getting through this quarantine. Things are starting to open up. We're not necessarily trying to take advantage of outside yet, but we definitely are in here every single week, making sure that we can connect with everybody and giving you guys a platform to learn, to grow, and connect with other people. And we're really fortunate to have somebody with us today. We have DDG in the house. How you doing, sir?
Yeah, how you doing?
We're good. We're here. We're excited that you're here with us today. We can hear you.
We get you.
Okay, yeah, I'm excited to be here.
So we're excited to learn today. We know that you are a huge YouTuber, and I definitely want to learn more about YouTube, but why don't you just tell everybody your story, how you got started, and we'll kind of go from there.
Well, I mean, I was doing like little skits and stuff back in Michigan, and kind of just took off. I found out you can make money on it, so I just kept doing it, and then, it turned into something crazy. And then I got into the music, and now it's taking off. So it's just everything going right now.
That's dope. That's dope, man. My son had a question that he wanted to ask. He's actually not here, but he's a young kid that's aspiring to do YouTube, and he just wanted to know, how long did it take you to actually start not seeing money, but actually start to see progress, in your content?
Me personally, I mean, took a minute, honestly, like maybe like a year or two, something like that. I've been doing it for like 6 years, so it ain't easy at all.
Right.
But once you get to that point, it's crazy. Like you can make as much money as you want to make. It's just up to you, really.
Wow.
Yeah.
I heard that.
But it's not just about the money, though. I don't do it for the money. I just love doing it. I inspire a lot of kids across the whole globe. So that's the real joy I get out of it.
Yeah, but that YouTube money is good money.
Yeah, that's good money. That's good money, yeah.
It's good money.
What was going on that made you want to do this though? Before was the music? Well, of course, music came a long way after you doing YouTube. But did you want to did you want to act or?
Yeah. My original dream job was to be an actor, and then I did this independent movie, and I kind of got turned off to it because I felt like I wasn't a star, so I felt like pushed under the rug a little bit. So I don't want to act no more. So then I always wanted to do music, and then I really started taking it serious. But I used to do like little diss tracks on YouTube, but they used to hit like 5-10 million views. I'm like, damn, maybe people really just want to hear me actually rap. And then I dropped a song with Famous Dex, and that took off. Because I know how people already look at YouTube. They're like, oh, he do YouTube, blah, blah, blah. He trying to do music, everybody trying to do that, blah, blah, blah. But I wanted people to really know that I'm really doing it. You know what I mean? I ain't want to just play around with it.
Who the hell was you dissing?
I dissed like some other. It wasn't even on like. It's really just entertainment.
Crazy, just having fun.
I really got no real beef, but I did like a diss towards the biggest one I did one towards Lil Yachty, but I fuck with Lil Yachty. You know what I mean? It ain't no bad blood or nothing. It was just like he had said my name or something. I was like, okay. At the time, I'm strictly doing YouTube. I'm making so much money. I'm like, it's all about the views at this point. Let me go ahead and, you know what I'm saying? But I chopped it up with him in the DM and shit like that. We all good.
That's dope.
How long did it take you to build up a platform on YouTube? Like what's typical for a YouTuber, and like how long does it take to build up a sustainable platform, would you say?
I mean, there's really no time limit. Some people blow up overnight, It just depends on how the algorithm working for you and what you posting and, and how entertaining you are. It's really about you as a person and being entertaining and just being, a lot of people get on there and they don't be themselves and people see right through that. Me, I get on my stuff and I make a 10-minute video of me just laying in the bed talking and then watching just because it's just me just being me, So it's just like, you just got to build, you got to bring people into your life. It get weird at some points, but that's how it works.
Gotcha. Is there a place where you kind of draw the line as to what you want to give to the people?
Definitely.
What you know?
Definitely a line. There's a lot of stuff I don't show on YouTube just because it's like, it's a lot of personal stuff that I wouldn't. I don't go in there crying, talking about some, ooh, you know what I mean? Like, it's just like, because the kids that watch it, it's not just kids. Everybody watch YouTube.
Right.
So it's like people get so invested, they start formulating opinions. Like, I lost a lot of relationships over other fans and stuff like that, fans saying certain stuff, you know? So it's like people really get entitled into my life, which affects me in some ways, you know? So I keep a lot of shit private. For sure.
That's a great balance to be able to be successful, but also keep a balance as to what means something to you and not give that all up. So that's good.
Hell yeah, man.
Yeah.
Work.
So we're going to get into some of these questions. We have some folks here who have some questions for you. We're going to get started with Jordan, because Jordan, he was first in the room. So I'm just going to ask you to unmute yourself and give us your handle and then give us your question.
What's good? What's good? My Instagram handle is at LoShowCo, LOSHOWCO. Before I get into the question, I do want to say, yo, DDG, we the same age. I've been watching you since my freshman year of college. So like when you was a freshman as well. So like I do want to say, yo, seeing your trajectory is like inspiring, like to me, because I can see that it's possible. And I want to say that to y'all too, Wayno and Coach Kenya, like most people want you to go the traditional route, and seeing you guys carve out your own path, that's motivating to people like me. But the question I wanted to ask you is kind of on that same tip. It's like you got people invested in you so much to the point that it doesn't really matter what you do. Like you said, you could sit in the bed and record. You can do music. You could put out merch. You could go on tour. And like the numbers gonna be there, like people are invested in you. So I would say like for someone like me who is a multifaceted creator as well, what does that kind of content look like for someone who wants to get to the point where you have a solid fan base and can build an empire for yourself? You know what I'm saying?
Wait, okay, like what kind of content you trying to do?
So I do YouTube videos. I do music. I got the booth right here. So it's more so I just want, whether it's YouTube or whether it's music, what would you say is like the right way to put that content out, or the right kind of content, whether it's YouTube, that people would want to see to like really be invested in you?
It's really just as frequently as you can. It's all about consistency, because it's somebody else that got the same mindset as you. And somebody else is just as talented as you, that if they posting stuff more than you, then you might get overshadowed. So it's really just about being consistent. I do it every day. Like I post videos every day, you know? So it's like, I do it every single day. So it's really just about being on top of it, really.
Yeah,
oh, my bad.
No, go ahead.
Do you feel like it matters what the content is, or just being consistent, period? It's like,
it definitely matters what the content, you know? It matters with the content, what you're doing, but being consistent is probably the most important, you know, because me personally, like I got to the point where I really just focus on music now. So I got to the point where I don't even edit my videos. I just be posting them, you know what I mean? So it's like, I know if I do sit down and I really lock in and try to make the best video I can make, I get millions and millions and millions of views, you know? Yeah. So it's just about, but me being consistent is what kept me relevant for 6 years doing this. So it's like just me constantly posting. A lot of people be on social media and then they fall off of it. So, you know, it's just about being consistent.
Word. Thank you, bro.
So DDG, I wanted to answer Jordan's question, but I wanted to answer his question with kind of a question to you. Being a YouTuber, did you ever, you know, while you was on your grind, put yourself in the consumer shoes and say like, this is what I would want to see if it was somebody I was watching?
Nah, I just record me, man. Honestly, I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. Like I don't be feeling famous. I don't be feeling like I be having the crazy reach that I got. But that's just me, just like, you know, just humbling myself and just, you know, just living life and just trying to just take it as what it is. So I mean, it's like, I don't know, man. I don't be thinking about, you know, numbers or no shit like that.
Word. Gotcha. Appreciate it, bro.
Thank you, bro.
All right, so we're gonna move on to the next free thrower, Julian, who's back who's a return
What's up,
free
y'all?
thrower.
Yeah, so I'll type my Instagram in the chat too, but it's at living.an.epic. So yeah. I guess my question is, how can you start to communicate and create relationships with people you want to be interacting with and working with in the future, who you aspire to either, who you either aspire to work with or kind of be along the lines with, role models. I remember Wayno, you gave me that guy, Kid Super, the fashion artist. I tried DMing him, but with a guy whose account is growing by thousands every day, it's not going to get me anywhere. But basically, yeah, how can you do it in a healthy way without getting into their faces, without being annoying, without being like, one of those 12-year-old kids just obsessed,
Wait, what you mean? So you saying like how you would connect with
Yeah,
somebody?
how can people kind of connect with, other creators and people they want to aspire to work with someday, if there's an artist or a company that, like, how do you make yourself known? How do you make your presence acknowledged, without being in their face, without being stubborn, and disrespectful?
Aside from what it seemed like on YouTube, I'm really quiet and antisocial. So I really just work on myself and get to the point where somebody want to work with me. You know what I mean? That's how I do, which is not the best way. You know what I mean? Usually you could just reach out and just show potential towards somebody that you want to work with, or just be cool, just be a friend. You know what I mean? It's really just about being somebody's friend first before you can just talk just about work and how you can collab on something. Yeah, so I just focus on creating real relationships.
Thanks. Yeah.
I've started doing that. I was saying before to you that there's a thin line between persistence and annoyance, and you got to figure out what side of that you want to be on. Sometimes people want to be annoying to be effective, but it depends on what helps you sleep better at night. You know what I mean? If you're going to be annoying, just understand that there's going to be people that's not with that. But if you're going to just be persistent, you just got to be respectful in your approach, no matter what it is.
Yeah.
And I think there's a way too. I feel like sometimes, you have to learn how to be of service. Like if there's something that you think you can help with or help somebody do, like I think reaching out from that perspective is always, and being resourceful is always a good way, instead of always just trying to connect off the strength. Like when you reach out to somebody, you say, hey, maybe I can help you do this, or I saw you're doing this, maybe I can help. I just feel like people are responsive to that. And I don't know, I've had success doing that. So
I've already
resource is key.
I've already started doing that a bit with local companies around Maine, like asking, yo, I saw you opened up. Do you guys need a logo? I already submitted a couple different ones to different companies. Yeah, so hopefully that's going to work out. We'll see. But yeah, I think it's kind of hard. Like for me, in some instances, I kind of know I have something to offer, but it's just kind of that frustration of not being seen. But with that frustration, how can I turn that into positive energy instead of I don't know, you know what I mean? But
don't overthink it. Just don't overthink it.
Yeah. Thanks. Yeah. Oh, I also got into a bunch of art and like writing programs this summer, so hopefully that's going to get me on a bit more on the radar too. Like there's one at NYU and Columbia and stuff, so hopefully that'll
keep going. We support you over
Thanks,
here.
brother.
Keep pushing. We're here for you. So cool.
Thanks,
so
guys.
Julian, you're welcome to stick around for the conversation.
Yeah,
I'm going to move it over to Brandy. I love to see females come on the free throw, so welcome.
Hi. Mine is a business and a marketing question. So basically, like if you have a song or a product that is like cross genre, so the typical ways of marketing, trying to reach out to playlists that might be
Can't hear you.
Like, I like it. Can you hear me?
Yeah, if you still a little closer, yeah.
Okay. So like a typical way of marketing might be a little harder, like reaching out to playlists, because I'll get pushback like, I like it, but it doesn't fit into my genre. Like it's to this or it's to that. So what's maybe a way of finding or getting exposure on a wider platform or finding your audience?
Well, this could, DDG, do you want to take this one? This is a good one. Oh,
we still got it?
We have him.
Breaking up a little bit, I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, can you hear us?
Yeah, what? Yeah, I can hear you, but what did she say? She was breaking up a little bit.
Oh, Brandy, can you repeat your question?
Yeah, sure. So if you have something, like I have a song that's kind of a cross genre, and a typical way of marketing it may not work as well because I'll get pushback like, I love it, but it doesn't really fit in my playlist, or because it's this or it's that. So how do you go about finding a larger exposure or finding your audience?
I mean, you just got to put it out and see what stick. You know, that might be your whole genre that you scared to put out. That might be what you need to do. That might be the sound that people start rocking with, you know? Because I be doing all types of different music. I be doing, you know, R&B, rap, pop. I do all types of stuff. So you just got to play around with everything and see what works.
Yeah, I was gonna say to DDG's point, sometimes you gotta create a category. You know what I mean? Like you gotta create a space for yourself. I mean, there's a reason why, and I always reference this, but there's a reason why Andre 3000 is Andre 3000. You know, people always use him as like that guy that was in that golden era of hip hop that went so weird, but still to this day, this is a guy who was putting out music in the 90s and he's still a relevant conversation up until now. I think it's because he carved a category for himself. You know, he didn't conform. And I know sometimes, like, you know, when you're reaching out to people and you're trying to get on playlists or you're trying to get noticed, it might be a little discouraging when they're saying it's a little bit this way, a little bit that way. But, you know, that just goes to show you that you don't sound like anybody else that they're messing with. You know, so like emphasize on what you got. You know, the answers is right in front of you. You might need to just go hard with what your shit that's going on. I mean, like, everybody got a lot of opinions about Doja Cat. You know what I mean? Aside from the shit that she's going through this year, I think what made her really dope is that it's nobody that sounds like her at the moment. You know, it's nobody that look like her and sound like her at the moment. So it's like, I think that's what really helps out with her, will help with her brand of music specifically. You know?
Cool. Brandy, does that help?
Yeah, thank you. And my handle is the Brandy Hayes.
You can put it in the chat, Brandy, so you could connect with other people in here.
Cool. All right, so we're gonna keep this pushing. So is it Millaa?
Yeah, it's the Millaa the God.
Welcome.
Okay.
How you doing? Oh wait, I gotta give my IG and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
All right, IG is D Millaa the God, DMILLATHAGOD, and that's on everything, YouTube, all that.
Okay.
All right, my question is, if you don't have like a team, right? Like it's kind of hard to get your music, I don't want to say heard, but like get it out there more, because you know you post it, you get your views, you get your few comments, but like nothing happens from it. Like you get the good feedback, you got your videos, but when you're not doing nothing stupid or like nothing crazy, nothing disrespectful, people don't really like, you know what I'm saying? Like they don't want to run and tell about it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I kind of see what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying? Like when you don't do nothing like nothing foul, like you jump on Say Cheese, you jump on all the other pages with your music, you know, people will give you the good feedback or the negative feedback, whatever the case is. But you know what I'm saying? When you ain't talking nothing, you know, nothing stupid, like, you know, you ain't dissing a rapper, you ain't, you know, saying nothing for viral purposes, like it's kind of like a standstill. And then like, you know, for like lack of team, like, you know, I guess other people would be handling certain jobs, certain, you know, other tasks that maybe the artists might don't be well versed in. So I guess my question would be, how do you like defeat all that? Like how you get through all of that?
I mean, I think it's just about having good music. Really, it ain't really. I don't think you gotta beef a rapper or you ain't gotta do no crazy stuff.
Wait, say that again?
I said I think it's just about having good. Just put out good music, man. Somebody gonna hear it, and then somebody gonna tell their peoples. Then somebody gonna tell their peoples.
But like, all right, so like when you do drop your stuff, you know, I know about the whole YouTube campaign, Twitter campaign, Facebook campaign, all that good stuff. But like when you ain't got the budget, because when you put $400, $600, $200, maybe a stack, you know, the average amount of money that a regular person could probably, you know, maybe put in the campaign, if less, it still don't.
You don't need a campaign. What you doing?
Because if you just post, if you just post, you're not gonna get you're gonna get your views, but you're not gonna get nothing. You know, you're not gonna get nothing crazy. You're gonna get your 100, your 200 views, your 80 views, your 300 views. Like you ain't finna get nothing foul, and you got folks buying you. So it's like,
to me, it just sounds like you're impatient. Cause I started at 0 too. You know what I mean? So it's just about having good content and being consistent. Every person counts. Share your music with all the people that's local. Start off local, and then you ain't got to buy Facebook campaigns and all that. That stuff really don't work like that for music.
I mean, but okay. I mean, I hear you on that one, but shit, it's like you be doing if you be like, and you got good music. Like,
well, you gotta remember,
music,
like,
you know what I'm saying?
This is the thing. Music is all subjective. You know what I mean? Music is all subjective, and there's something that we had Sean Garrett on here, and he says something: inspect what you expect. And I think that you just like DDG said, like I think that you a little bit impatient because you've been, and it's not just that you're impatient, you've been doing the same thing and you've been seeing the same results. You might have to switch it up a little bit. You might have to switch up your videos. You might have to switch up your music. You know what I'm saying? And not saying that you got to go into a old style that you don't really fuck with like that, but you might have to change a couple things about you. If you continuously doing that and that's not working, you might need to veer a little bit left. You gotta, I always use the basketball analogy, work on your left. You might need to work on your left a little bit. You know what I'm saying? It's like, because all it sounds like is like, if you keep saying that, I mean, you put it out, you get 100 views, it's just gonna look like, and if you keep saying this to different people gonna just start saying that you're complaining. You know what I mean? They're just gonna start saying that you're complaining and you're not, give yourself some time, man. Give yourself some time. You know, a lot of people say that life is short, but we got long days, so you gotta figure that out for yourself.
Okay. I got another question.
No, we got we got keep one.
Sorry.
But if we have time at the end, we'll circle back. So stick around if you have time.
All
right. So Remy Kai, is it Remy Kai?
Yeah, you pronounce. You actually got that right.
Remy Ma, yeah, like Remy Ma.
Yeah, that's my actual name, but like my handle is Ramadan. So it's REMY. DON, but the E on IG is a 3 because the name is taken. So my question is, I do music, I do rap, but it's kind of complicated because I'm from Jamaica. But so how do I gain fans starting out in a place where the genre of my music it's not really prevalent in the, in the society down there, because it's like there's a small amount of rappers like real rap, but not a lot of people like really going to gravitate to it like that. They'll tell you that it sounds good, like you can have good music, but they won't really like listen to it like that. How do I get audiences from like another country, like say America?
You gotta make some music that you gotta study, man. You gotta do your research on what people listening to out here and try to mimic that. Or not necessarily mimic it, but make something that, you know.
I do. I sound that's the reason why like I don't really, how do I say it? It's like on Instagram, the algorithms, it's like it always locates back to people from my country. So it's kind of,
I mean, when all this is over, maybe you need to take a trip to America and spend a summer here. You know what I mean? Do some networking.
Yeah.
For real. Because you gotta get out your comfort zone. Home is comfortable. That's why a lot of people can't never work out in their house, because it's too easy to sit on the couch. Just sitting right there. You know what I mean? So you gotta get out your comfort zone.
I mean, I'm kind of young. I just turned 18, so yeah.
Okay.
But I mean, it's not like it's a complicated situation, really. With the visa thing, yeah.
Yeah, I understand that, but if you want it, you know what I mean, you just got to work through that.
Yeah.
And you got to work within that. You got to work within the means or the opportunities that you have. You know what I mean? You got to improvise.
Oh no, that's what I'm doing. I mean, like, I'm slowly gaining followers. I'm not saying like I'm stagnant or anything, but it's like I feel like if I found a way to get the American audience easier, then I feel like I would be growing faster, way faster.
Use the internet, man. Use the internet.
Like you breaking up. Say that again.
I said use the internet. You know what I mean? Like same way how you in Jamaica right now, but you talking to us, you got to use that to your advantage. You know, you got to start doing a little bit of research as to like who your followers are. You know what I mean? One person at a time.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's my own question.
Yeah, it's good. Well, listen, thank you for coming on from Jamaica. We appreciate you. You're welcome to stick around. We're gonna go to K Ortiz.
Hey, I'm about to go in the studio, so I gotta head out.
It's all good, man. We appreciate having you, brother.
We appreciate you. Thank you for coming on. We hope that you'll come back one day.
Anytime, just let me know.
All right. Thank you so much. Be well.
All right.
K Ortiz. You can unmute yourself. There you go.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay. My name is Vaughn McLean. My handle is Rayviddy, RAYVIDDY. I'm gonna put that in the chat. And man, first I want to appreciate y'all for having me on here. It might sound like I'm like nervous or something, because I am.
It's okay.
So
I'm nervous too.
First off, though, let me pull it up so I can read you. So my question was, what's the best advice you can give to help plan like a career path in media and just not like a simple job? Like, you know, I don't want to just, like, it was a dream, like, you know, to pop up in media or whatever. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm in college right now. And I'm just trying to like orchestrate like a career path in it, bro. And it's not just like some not worth it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I know, like, see, there's no straight path. You know what I mean? Like if I could tell you how to do it, I would have did it 100 times years ago. You know what I'm saying? Like there's no like direct path on how to do it. I think that the biggest thing that we negate is like the brother DDG was saying, like consistency, right? And what I'll add to when it comes to consistency is, you know, stepping off of that ledge. You know what I mean? Like there's a big space where, you know, you're in college, you're trying to figure out life. You know what I mean? You spending this time doing all of these things, but honestly, you're most likely like not getting results from the stuff that you're learning every day in college of where you want to go. I think the biggest direction that you could take is creating something while you're at college that can be shared. So it's like one thing, I've never been to college, you know, unfortunately I didn't go to college, but one thing I learned from all my friends who did go to college is that it's a big networking tool. You know, it's a very big networking tool. Most people who have, who get in the media or they get into entertainment, they carry these relationships on for years. And I think that, you know, if you want to do media, you should start doing media in school right now. I mean, like you should start doing media in school right now. We lost your picture. Are you still there?
Yeah, I see just his picture.
K Ortiz, you still there, bro?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, look, I had to get set up. That setup wasn't. I wasn't.
It's all good. It's all good. So what I was saying is that.
And then let me like piggyback a little bit. So like really, I'm like, I know what I want to do, bro. Like since the second grade, I knew what I wanted to do.
What do you want to do? I was going to ask you that.
Yeah, I want to get a social media platform to help people. I'm from Flint, Michigan, and like, bro, I've been in the school system, worked at the Boys and Girls Club, and like kids for real just don't know like it can happen, you know?
Right.
So like I moved
So
to
you
North
want to
Carolina.
inspire? You want to like inspire them?
Yeah, exactly.
But you want to do
Exactly.
it. You want to do it using social media.
Not necessarily social media. All I need is a platform itself, and then I'm able to help. So you
So
know,
what's the platform? I mean, what's the goal that you're trying to accomplish with? I know Flint. One thing I got friends from Flint. One of my friends, Dallas Martin. You know, he's one of the biggest A&Rs from Atlantic Records. You know what I mean? And he's from Flint, Michigan. So I know that that's not an easy place to come up from. You know,
right?
and you walking, not walking, working in boys and girls clubs and all these different jobs you've had, the things you've done. It seems that you're about the community, you're about the people, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you're trying to create a platform where you can use it to create change or help these young brothers and sisters coming up, maybe it takes you starting now with just starting locally. Like, you know what I mean? Bringing attention to the stuff that you can change, and I think that you can start that even with reaching out to local politicians. You know what I mean? If you're trying to make change in your community, like we always, like everybody's talking about vote, 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 right? And everybody gets so caught up on Trump versus Biden, Republican versus Democrat, da 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 da, right? And while all of that's cool, regardless to Trump being in office or Biden being in office, what's really going to change your neighborhood or going to change your home economically is who you put in like the city council, or who's your city councilman, who's the person that's running these boys and girls clubs.
And see, and that's what I'm in a situation. My roommate, we're in the process of getting a statue down in her hometown, like, and I'm telling her, like, that ain't the goal, like, you know what I mean? So I feel like I need a platform, because if I was higher up, I could say, like, why are you focusing on taking a statue down when they rezone? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
well, the thing is like, regardless of just having I think that, it's kind of like you got to play the long game. That platform might not come no time soon, bro. I ain't gonna hold you. Like, one thing about the grind is the grind don't discriminate. And it don't matter if you're in music, it don't matter if you're in politics, it don't matter if you're in education, it don't matter if you're in the medical field. Everybody got to grind. Lawyers, everybody got to grind. So I think, like, because this is on your heart. You know what I mean? I can hear it in your voice. Like, this is on your heart. This is something you really want to do. You got to figure out how you can get your voice heard locally. And that might take using social media as your platform. You might need to take the same way how you took the time to get on here and say this to me. You might need to get you a camera and just, like DDG was saying, talk for like a good 15 minutes. You know what I'm saying? And get your message out there and share it around.
And see, I feel that, and like, but I ain't never want to ride. Like, you see, I feel like that's just a wave at times, It's some people that really for real, and it's some people that just consistency, you know what I mean?
All the people you have to think about yourself. Like, what are you trying to accomplish? For the people, like, you know what I mean? Like you said, you started the conversation off with saying, like, you from Flint. I'm trying to help. I'm trying to do my part. People focused on this. I want to focus on this. So the thing about it is, while it might be a wave, if it ain't your wave, who gives a fuck if it's a wave for everybody else? You know what I mean? Like, you're not doing what you're doing to satisfy nobody else. You doing what you're doing because you're trying to make a change. So it's
I'm sorry to cut you off, my bad.
No, it's cool. It's cool.
And with that being said, bro, like, that's a whole nother wave. Like, you see, that's what I'm passionate about, right? But the dream I always wanted to be broadcast, just how DG, my man's, how he started. I wanted to be the actor, but that ain't what happened, Right. And then it's like, I wanted to be in radio. Like, I done made so many connections, bro, like so many connections. So now I'm getting to the point where I'm finna graduate, and it's like, do I want to post content? Do I want to be that type of funny man? Like, do I want to do that? Because I don't work like in my community, like broadcasting, media company. Like, I done did some stuff. Like, I got a track record and stuff.
Right.
So now I'm like really setting up like what I'm finna do. And I'm just like, you know what I mean? And like, Wayno, I've been following you like for a minute, dog. So like, I wanted to get on this call to talk to you. So, and I'm sorry.
Well, the thing is, it's all good, man. It's all good. Like I said, man, like, for everything that I'm doing right now, like, I didn't really ultimately make a decision on the direction I was going to go till I was 27 years old. I'm 37 going on 38. It's 10 years. Like, a lot of people see the results of what I've worked for, and you know, I didn't know what I was working for at one point in time, but I knew that I wanted to do something. So while you might be confused about all these different things that you may want to do, you in school, you about to get out of school, you're trying to figure out, do you want to do broadcasting? You're trying to figure out, do you want to, you know, do YouTube and this is that and third? Do whatever is in your heart. Like you can be, nobody said you can't be the funny guy and do the other serious shit too. You know what I'm saying? Like you can do whatever it is that you want to do. You gotta just put your passion and your fuel behind it. You know what I mean? Like the thing about it is a lot of us become jacks of all trades and masters of none, meaning that we try all these different things, but we don't do one good thing. So it's like you gotta figure out what that one, and that's your journey. You know what I mean? That's your journey, and you'll be able to share that one day. But you gotta do one thing really good, and then once you're able to do that one thing really good, everything else will follow for you. Everything. I promise you that. But you gotta be consistent, you gotta be passionate, and you gotta push forward. You gotta stop doubting yourself. You gotta stop questioning yourself.
And I would say you probably already have a platform and you don't even know it. You know, I think we all do. You mentioned that you wanted to be in broadcasting. You mentioned radio, which are all wonderful things. I've been in radio for 15 years, right? And nothing ever happens like we think it's going to happen, right? Like I did it very backwards. Like there was no job when I finished college. I was already working in radio, and you just got to, in radio, you have to be willing to work for nothing. When I say nothing in the beginning until you can work your way, you have to be able to take that sacrifice. And just kind of back to what you're doing with the Boys and Girls Club, like don't underestimate that. Like that's a platform in itself. You know, one of the things I do, and I'm not sharing this so anybody knows what I'm doing, but it's very important to me. You know, I teach fitness classes to kids in the city. I have, 50 kids from the Boys and Girls Club in Harlem who show up every Wednesday and they work out, and they all been quarantined and all cooped up, you know what I'm saying? And like for me, that's been one of the most rewarding platforms that I've had, so it's like you have to kind of work with what you have and where you are, and don't underestimate your reach and who's paying attention to what you're doing, because there's always somebody who's watching, especially when it comes to kids, and if there's anything that I can do to help you in the radio lane, I'm happy to do that. So just connect with me at Coach Kenya on Instagram and send me a DM, and we can have a conversation outside of this.
Yes, ma'am. And then I'm sorry, I'm not trying to deny them ideas or anything, but like I'm a Flint baby. Like, like I was like I was rough, like, you feel me? And like the stuff we went, like I was doing some stuff, you feel me? So like I touch kids, but the kids I want to touch, they don't, you know what I mean? Like they listen, like you A&R for Sada Baby, like, they want to hear Sada, you know what I mean? Well, I bang Sada Baby too, but it's like, it's that influence, I want to touch the influence, the for real, like the Flint babies for real, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know how to explain it. Not just Flint in particular either though. But
I mean, you just gotta put yourself in a position where you can lead. That might entail following. I mean, put yourself in a position where you can lead. When your voice is strong and you can stand on who you are, all of that's gonna come to fruition for you. But put yourself in that position first. For
sure. Leading looks like a lot of different things. Is that helpful?
Yeah, I appreciate y'all, man.
Yeah, thank you.
And also,
you too.
Quality of your followers. You can have like 100 little kids following you, but you could have one person who could connect with you through that platform and get you places. That's a really big thing to keep in mind. Quality of followers too.
Thank you, Julian.
Sorry to interrupt.
Thank you.
Yeah, man, I appreciate y'all.
All right, so I think we have one more person.
Yeah, K Days.
Yeah.
Dazi.
Hey, what's going on?
What's going on?
My name is K Days. Instagram K_Days with 2 E's. I'm from Jersey. And my question kind of piggybacks off the consistency thing. So just because I've been doing music for mad long now, and this year has been the most consistent I've ever been. I've been dropping a single a month. I dropped a project in January. So I think I've created a predictable plan for myself in terms of also marketing, where I'm able to get my streams up every month. So I know DDG dropped, but I kind of relate with him too, like being introverted, but also having a personality. So these are things that I missed out doing in college. And I don't think it's too late, because I've seen a lot of YouTubers have success, and they're my age as well, because I'm 24. So my question is, do you think I should, still stick to that consistency of dropping the song and growing that and focus on that for this year and then start, growing my YouTube and doing that type of content, all those ideas I have? Or should I just, we're already halfway through the year, so should I just start that and then, grow them simultaneously?
I think that they can run concurrent. I think that they can run simultaneously. I think it's one of the same. Like, people aren't looking. The thing about like artists of today, like for my age, like I didn't have social media growing up, so it's like all I got from my artists was music. I didn't know what they ate. I didn't know if they could cook. I didn't know if they took care of their kids or they didn't. I didn't see none of that stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
All I knew is that like DMX liked the bark and he could rap. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I would have loved to be able to see a DMX YouTube when I was younger. The reason why I'm just saying that is because you're a growing artist, and we in a time where the consumer wants to see multiple things from you. So it's like while you got one person that may love your music, you might have another person that may love your personality a little bit more than they like your music. But that kind of makes them jump into the music or spread the word. So I think like if you got all these great ideas, you just got to make sure that they don't kind of overlap each other. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I don't know what type of content you plan on doing, but I'm just hypothetically speaking. If you, let's say you was a artist that did stand-up comedy, right? You don't want to do your stand-up special the same time you drop your album because one can overshadow the other. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like you want to kind of spread it out, and I think that's the beauty about having all these platforms where you can put things up continuously. You can always spread your plan further than you ever could. You can put out a song a month. I think putting out a song a month is pretty cool, but you might want to reel it back a little bit only so that you can grow some anticipation. So it's like, listen, you might need to finish out your plan for the rest of the year, dropping a song a month, but when January comes, you drop a little EP and then you chill for a little bit and just give them the content that comes with the EP.
Yeah. Okay. That makes
small
sense.
doses, you know what I mean? Small doses and grow.
Okay. Got it. Appreciate you.
Awesome. Does that help?
Yeah, definitely.
Good. So we have one more person who's up in the corner. She's really quiet, and you didn't know I was going to do this to you. So I'm going to ask you to unmute yourself and introduce yourself, because you can't be the quiet lady in the corner. Just unmute yourself, tell everybody who you are, what you do.
My name is Richardine Bartee. I'm DDG's publicist. And
Thank you for getting on for us.
Of course. So
and
what I do, I guess, all right.
Like,
so
you do so many things. Go ahead.
So basically, I am a linchpin. I get people and businesses together and help people elevate. So that can look like business to business opportunities, getting artists on playlists. I know the young lady was also talking about that. I mean, shows, anything, but the thing there is that you have to be ready and the product has to be ready. So as an artist, what I run into a lot is the artists, they believe that they're there and they're not there. Right. And that's just the harsh reality. And it's hard for us to explain that to you guys because, you feel like, okay, I'm the one, I'm this, I'm that, and there's so many of you. And we do see what's special about you, but it is very competitive. And so you have to then look at what's working for the people that's out there and see like, okay, what can I do that may be a little bit different from this other person? And it's okay to be influenced by other people and inspired by them, but you try to make yourself significant. I'm getting text messages.
It's all good.
Yeah, that's very busy. But yeah, so that's I want to say that I was listening to everything that you guys were saying, and I think you do need to be patient with yourself and really try to understand the business aspect and become business people as well. Because until you have like a label or a team, you have to understand so many different components. And even when you have that situation, you need to know what's right, what's wrong, what's working, what's not. You have to know that everything that everyone else is doing is not going to work for you. Right. And you have to be okay with that process and really learn the people around you and understand what they do and have appreciation for everyone around you. That's what I always preach to all of my clients, is that everyone that's working for you, like, it's also their life and it's real lives that are affected. So, you know, try to be kind. I'm looking for my charger. Try to be, I'm like walking around, try to be kind to everyone, and from the managers to the A&Rs to the interns, the secretaries, you know, all that. You have to be respectful and mindful. Excuse me. So that's what I'll say. And I love what you're doing, because no one's really doing it at this magnitude. So I appreciate you.
Well, we appreciate you so much, and I love talking to you, and you've been a blessing to be in contact with. So thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Can I ask a question?
Absolutely. Thank you.
Oh,
Yeah,
go ahead.
you got your question.
Like, okay, so what you were saying about the patient thing, like, okay, well, I've been doing music for about over 10 years, or whatever, but I know nothing's old. I know there's no handouts, and I understand you got to learn business and all that other stuff. But like, I was always thinking, like, okay, if I seen somebody that was talented, if I thought they were talented, or if you thought they were talented, or if anyone in this chat thought someone was talented, you know, and there's money to be made, you know, off of people that's probably not as talented or are talented, whatever the case may be.
I know where you're going.
I know where you're going too. I got it.
I already know.
I got you. Go ahead. Finish it.
Oh, okay, like, because I know, like, you know, every time you talk to people, like every time I hit up people, you know, I just check out the music. I'm not asking for a record deal. I'm not asking to give me $20 million or $2,000. You know, I'm not asking for none of those things. I'll just say, check it out. And people will like it, or whatever the case may be. And it just stopped. And I don't have a team. And I know you saying, you know, I know Dude was saying that you don't need a campaign and all of these things, but even if you don't have the campaign, you still got to pay Say Cheese the stack. You still got to pay other pages the 120, the 400, you know, whatever you got to pay them to get heard. And
no, listen. See, this is the thing. That's the route that you are taking. First and foremost, that's the route that you are taking. Again, even with everything you said, listen, brother, I've been in music since I was 18. I didn't start making life-changing money till I was 33. I'll say that again. I've been in music since I was 18. The same way how artists are talented, the people behind the scenes are talented as well. And we work just as hard, if not harder than the artists. You know, they go in the booth and they have an amazing talent and they say shit that nobody could think of and everybody's wild by it, but we got to figure out how to market it, package it, present it, sell it, etc. If music business was ran purely off of talent, there'd be no music business. Right. Like if it was ran purely off of music talent, there'd be no music business. You wouldn't know why? Because there's so many things that factor into what you're selling. I wish it was ran purely on talent. I wish that everybody that I've seen that was a fucking dope artist, I could put them on and I could sign them and I could get them booming and they could be just as big as Drake or bigger than Jay-Z or Beyonce, but that's not how it works. It's not how it works. All the things that you said about like, yo, you got to pay this, you got to pay that. No, that is what you are choosing to do. You need to figure out like the sister, Richardine, I said your name correctly?
Yes.
Like she said prior, everything that works for one person is not going to work for you. So and like I said before, you have to inspect what you expect. Your expectations based upon what you see is not your reality. That's not your reality. And yeah, of course, like you may be talented and all of that, but you have to find your way. Your way might not be Say Cheese or campaigns. Your way might fucking be sitting in front of Whole Foods and throwing a free concert. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm speaking hypothetical, but I'm telling you, there's no way, yo, bro. There's no way to make it. There's no way. There's no. If there was a way to make it, everybody would make it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like you have to run your route. You have to figure out what works for you And once you get that little spark and that feeling, because it's not about the money either. It's tons of
Yeah,
people.
I ain't even. I just want the exposure. Like I
Yeah,
know the money is coming.
I mean, but the exposure is nothing. You know why you have the exposure is you got to get somebody. You got to give somebody a reason, and you being you saying I'm dope is not enough. It's not enough, bro. I can show you my DMs right now. It's 1,000 people that say the same thing you say. Yo, I'm dope. I'm better than him, or I'm just as good as that person, or I got great music. I talk about that real shit, not that 6ix9ine bullshit. I'm telling you, bro, the difference between you and the people, the difference between making it and not is consistency and creating a category, making something that people's gonna say, oh shit, yo, did you hear that? Did you see that kid coded a friend before?
Yeah, I just left a comment under his post.
All right, look, coded a friend. Now look, he's all over. I'm an A&R. He's all over research. He hot. He's all over research.
Yeah, I listen to him.
The first thing that I saw, this nigga did a video sitting on a rock. Sitting on a rock, looking like it's in Wyoming. Just sitting on a rock saying this song, and he's doing it in slow motion. He could have easily made a song in the kitchen with a bunch of guns, cooking crack with a bunch of chicks in their thongs.
Right.
Like, he could have did that. Like, you know what I'm saying? He could have easily rented a foreign and stood on top of it and did the money fan and all that. Okay. Yeah. Him sitting in front of rock. I was like, oh shit. Ain't nobody else sitting in front of the rock. It's like, yo, bro, and listen, I'm just keeping it so 1,000 with you because it's like what me and Kenya are doing, we don't have I work for Complex. She works for a big radio company as well. We don't have nobody backing us. We doing this shit. We off the muscle just like y'all. But you know how we building our shit? One by one. One by one. What's the young brother's name that's in here? My man Julian Ray. He came on weeks before. He's back. This is a community. Like we're building it one person. Everybody else that's in here, they've never been on here before.
Yeah, this is my first time even hearing about this.
But this is what I'm saying. We building it, and of course, listen. I could post a picture of myself and get 15,000 likes. I post my flyer for this and only get 150 likes.
Yeah,
that's not stopping me.
No, I know. Yeah.
That's not stopping me. I know that my Instagram, I get my Instagram be popping if I post certain shit. But this is what I'm trying to do. So until I get it to where it goes there, I'm doing it one by one, week by week, one by one, week by week. I don't get paid for this shit. I do not. I would rather, not that I would rather, I'm doing this is because I give a fuck and I want to do something that's going to help people. So and that's my thing. You got to find your thing. That's what I'm saying.
I feel like this is better than going in his DM and sending him a SoundCloud link. He's giving you time. This is time that he's giving you. So you have to understand and know that. Like, people are very busy.
Somebody said in my comments today, a dude, he asked me all these things about music. I said, yo, if you want a question answered for what you're asking me, you should sign up for free throws. He replied back and said, I don't play basketball. That's what he said. I said, well, it's evident you didn't even look to see what it was about. Then like 15 minutes later, he hits me with another comment. Yo, I just signed up. My fault. You know what I mean? It's like
that was me, dog.
That was you?
Oh, really?
Okay.
Look at that.
Okay.
Look at that.
Thank you. So look at that. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Look, you hear?
Yeah.
It's people that be trying to pay me people be asking me, I pay you $1,000 to consult me. I don't work for, I don't move off of that. I move off of energy. This is what I'm doing. This is what me and Kenya's mission right now. You know what I'm saying? It's to help people. And you can do that with your music, but you got to figure out your shit. Nobody can't really figure that out. Not even a manager. You got to figure out what your vision, your direction is. Then you get with a manager. Then you get with a creative director. Then you get with a PR person. You know what I mean? Then you start, but it starts with you first. And I'm happy that you came here today.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
No problem, brother. You make sure you come back and spread the word. Feel me?
Oh, for sure.
No doubt.
All right, y'all. So everybody's good?
Yes.
Good. Well, you guys come in. We're here every single week. every Friday at 6 o'clock. This drops on YouTube. So do us a favor, share it, you know, tell people about it. We're here to build this community. So the best thing that you can do to help us is to promote it and let people know that we're here, because we want to try to help as many people as we can. And we'll be back next week.
We'll be back next week, and I tell each and every one of y'all this. I know it gets hard. I know I've been there. Do not give up. That's the only thing I can tell y'all. Don't stop. I don't care what nobody project on you, whether it be your mother, your cousins, your friends, the people who they in school and you in school, but you putting more work towards your vision. If you really believe in it, do not give up. And I promise you, you're not going to finish where you started. All right? Peace out.
Bye, guys.
Thanks a lot, Wayno. See you guys.